What is the number one strategy to use to actually make six figures every single year as a recruiter? And the answer to that is vertical market specialism, or as I like to call it, the VMS model. So this is the model that I learned when I was a recruiter and I implemented into my own businesses, and I implement today in my business, and I teach my students this method. And now my students have gone on to make 20, 30, 40,000 pounds every single month in their business. So what is the vertical market specialist model that you are asking about? So in essence, when you speak to somebody and you ask them, hey, what is your niche? A lot of people will say engineering or IT or healthcare or construction or whatever it might be. And, you know, like I've said in previous videos, that's not a niche. What you actually are is you're a generalist, but you've just decided to focus, you know, on, you know, say the manufacturing sector, but you'll do anything within that. Now that I call, you know, obviously like a generalist, but let's just call that horizontal recruitment. You're just doing anything and everything. And we don't want to do anything and everything. We want to do one thing and one thing only, and we want to be the best at that one thing only. And this is where the vertical market approach comes in. So what you do is you pick a highly skilled, high salary role where there are fewer roles in the market compared to some of the kind of, let's say, blue collar roles. So these are like white collar positions, and the salaries are high. The skills needed are quite specialist for to do this job. So for example, a software developer or a engineer, right? So these are two examples that we can take here. And so what you want to do is you want to look at this developer and say, okay, I want to pick this one particular language. So you don't say, I'm going to do all software developers, because, you know, this software developer can be working in Python, this guy can be working in C++, this person can be working in Java, this person can be working in JavaScript React, this person can be working in JavaScript Angular. Again, you don't want to be a generalist and say, you know, all developers. You want to pick one. So let's say, for example, the Python developer. Say, I am going to be a specialist Python developer. And then again, you want to pick a region. Now, I would say the region is less important to this. The most important thing is the skill set. But if I was you, I would pick a region to start with at least. But let's just stop there at the skill sets. So you've got the Python developer, right? So this is what we specialize in. This is all that we recruit for. We don't do anything else. We don't recruit any other positions, just Python developer. So where the vertical market approach comes in rather than horizontal, rather than saying I'll do Python, Java, JavaScript, you're saying I'm just going to do Python, and everything in the skill set in terms of hierarchy that a Python developer goes. So say, for example, you know, you can start with a junior Python developer if you want. Most companies probably wouldn't hire recruiters for junior roles. So let's say a bog standard Python developer, 2 to 3 years of experience, or 2 to 5 years of experience, let's just call it. So you want to recruit those positions. But then what happens to them when they get 5, 6, 7 years of experience? They get promoted, right? They become seniors. So you want to recruit for senior Python developers. Skill sets are exactly the same. Technologies are exactly the same. The only difference is one has more experience than the other. Then above that, you might have a lead Python engineer. Then above that, you might have the engineering manager. Then above that, you might have the CTO. So then those are all the positions within your vertical that you will recruit for. And why does this work? And why is this the method that I teach and I promote? And why is it the most successful method that any recruiter can actually implement into their daily business? The reason for that is because if you are just speaking to people with skills as Python developers at all levels, then what you're doing is you can understand which companies hire for this skill set, number one. You can understand properly what each of the people actually does. What does a Python developer do? What value do they bring to the market? What skill sets do different Python developers have? Which different tools are available to a Python developer, and which companies use these tools? And you start to become an expert within everything Python. Now, a lot of people think, well, if I'm just restricting myself to one niche, you know, one vertical market, but there's so many things, you know, so many other roles out there, why would I just stick to that one? You know, obviously because of all the other things that I said, but you know, the other thing is as well is what you really need to realize in recruitment, when you're doing it properly, when you're charging 15, 20, 25%, and I only say 15% because in the digital tech sector, you know, 15% can be, you know, very generous commissions, especially when you're working at the 80, 90, 100K level salaries, which is quite common in that sector. Otherwise, for most other sectors, I would say 20% should be your minimum. But when you're doing recruitment properly and it is at that 20% level where you are actually getting, there's 8, 9, 10 plus K deals through, placements through, then you only really need to place 1 or 2 people every single month for you to have a very, very luxurious life. So if you're placing 1 person a month at 10K, over 12 months, that's £120,000. And how do you get 10K? That's 20% of a 50K salary. That's easy, that's normal. People get hired every single day at 50K. Why can't that be you? And then what you also want to do is you want to go to LinkedIn and just understand the size of your market, just to put it into context. So most of these markets will have hundreds of thousands of people in the market, and you only need to place 12 in a year for you to be rich. So the math works out in your favor here. So this is why you don't need to worry about this role here that's being advertised and that role there that's being advertised. Just focus on your patch, focus on your niche, focus on your vertical market, and I promise you that you're going to be working less and you're going to be earning more. And if you do that, that's a recipe for success. And the best way to achieve those goals is to actually have a mentor and a coach who can guide you to that pathway, rather than you spending months, hours, years, trial and error, sweat, blood and tears, only to find out that it might still not be right. So why not accelerate your learning? Why not accelerate your success and join my coaching program? All the links are in the description below. Best way to do it, drop me a DM on Facebook and let me know why you want to join. And if I think that you're somebody that I want to work with, then we'll get you started on the program. And within 6 to 12 weeks, that is the time that it will take for you to become financially free. Maybe not financially, but you'll know the process inside and out. You'll have interviews on the board, and most likely you would already have had your deal done by the end of the 3rd month. So don't waste time, get started now, and I'll see you in the next video. Like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching this till this point, then surely you should think about it. So I'll see you on the next one.